I would like to recap on the last class. We learned about the function. So the most important thing you need to know is that the function will always start at the main function. Alright, we'll always start at the main program. So how to locate the main program? You can see when you type main, it will always start here, main. So you need to declare and then you need to get the input from the keyboard or user and then call the function. So how to call? You need to put the x is equal to the function name a and b. So a and b is the value that passed down from the scan function. So that means the user key in the input a and b, for example 1 or 2, the value of a and b passed down to rectangular area, the function. So you call the function. After you call the function and you pass down the value, it will start look at the function. Alright, this is my function. My function type is float. So based on this function, it will start do the calculation and return the value. So this value will go back to x and then print area equal to x. So now it prints the return area. So this is how you can solve multiple kind of function. We have 4 types. Function without passing the value and returning the value, person receiving the value and return the value. Okay, there are 4 types of function. Function 1, not receive, not return value. Remember, when the function not return any value, the type should be void. All right. And then function number 2, receive the value. That means the value passed to the function, but not return any value. So there is no return at the function. And then function number 3, function not receive the value, but return the value. So that means it is empty, but it is only used to process the information. However, it is used to return the value. And finally, the function number 4, function receive the value and return the value. This is the most common, all right? The general one. So for today's lecture, we go to the array. So what is array? Array is a series of words that we store in a collections of data. All right. Previously, we learned about a field width. Remember, we can assign a 3, 4, 5 field widths. So for now, I want to store my data individually into the store. Okay, we call as a storage here. Okay, into the space. So I want to input the value here individually. So maybe I want to put 3, I want to put 2, 1, 4, 5. So this is what we call an array. So one-dimensional array definition. All right. The first, this is example of array. How you gonna? This is the formats. How to do the array. The first is the storage class. Okay, this is not so important. The most important one is this one. You need to have the data type, the array name, and the array size. 3 things. So the storage class by default is automatic. All right. When defined outside the function, it is external. This is automatic. You don't have to define the storage class. However, you must define the 3 things here: data type, array name, and array size. So array size is a positive integer indicating numbers of array element in the array. So for example, integer is the data type. All right. Integer is a data type. So the type is integer. That means it is the whole number. X, on the other hand, is the array name. And 100 is the array size. So that means it can store 100 number of array. So X is a 100, all right? Element integer array. That means you can put 1, 2, 3 until 100. Okay. So this is in terms of data type integer. For the character, or you want to have the string, the combination of character, you can use character as the data type and text as the array name. So I want to store the character size 80. So text is an 80 element character array. Okay, this is the size. Very simple. Array definition can include initial value assignment. For example, you can automatically set up or initialize the value before you run the process. For example, here integer is the data type, X is the array name, 4 is the array size. Equal to, this is how you store the data initially, at initial time. So the data number 1, we call here as X0. Remember that the array, okay, let me explain. Okay, this one will be assigned as X0. X0. This will be assigned X1. This is X2. And this is X3. You can see how many elements. We have 4 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is exactly the same. So X has 4 elements. All right. However, this is the subscript, the very small one. It will always start at 0. All right. Don't confuse. Don't put X1 as equal to 10. It is X0 equal to 10 first. All right. So for the character color, you want 3 element character, but you must put this one. Only single R. This represent character. These 4 character. And double string, double quotation mark is a string. That means it is A, B, C. Okay, this is string. If A only character, this is character. I hope you understand how to differentiate string and character, yeah? So how to place the value R, the R here. So you must have the symbol character, quotation, single quotation mark, okay, R, comma, E and D. This is how you separate. So color has 3 elements. So the resulting array elements are, all right, for this one, as I mentioned before, X0, all right, X0 here, when initially, we know that x0 will refer to the first element. All right. So when you translate using the C programming, all right, you must change into x bracket this one. This is equivalent. All right. So this is x1. X subscript 1 is equivalent to x bracket 1. This is the format. You need to change into the C format. So x subscript 1, or we call x subscript 0 is equivalent to x bracket 0 is for the element 10. This is element 20, element 30 and element 40. So same goes to the color, all right? Color subscript 0 will equivalent to this. This is R. Remember, this is the character. You must have single quotations. This is E and this is D. That's it. Right? For an n element array, the subscript range from 0 to n minus 1. All right? Because why n minus 1? Because we start from 0. So that is why we need to minus 1. Array element not assigned explicit initial value are automatically set to 0. That means if you are not assigned this value integer x 4 is nothing, it will set to be 0. This is how the system works. Example. The previous example can also be written as, all right? This is the previous example. That means you are not giving the instruction to the program, the size, element size. That means integer is the data type, x is the array name. You don't have any size. So that means the computer already know what you're going to do. So 10, 20, 30 and 40. So for this one, we have a 4 element. All right. The character also you can put RED. This is you can empty. Consider this character array definition. All right. You can also consider the character array definition same like this. Character color 3 element, it will put RED. Right, you can put this way also. Should have written color 4 to include the end of the string null character 0. Alright. So for this case, sometimes we put additional size because we need to input the end of string null 0. This one. Okay, for example, this one, yeah. Okay, this color, okay. Okay, when you put this way, it is the same thing. Color subscript 0 refer to R. The same thing, one refer to E. And this refer to D. However, okay, character color, when you empty the array size, you put RED, result in 3. Okay, this is where you specifically put you want 3 element. Okay, so it will result in 3 element. So element 1, element 2 and element 3. However, if you don't put the array size, it will automatically create another additional element. Element number 4. This is element 1, element 2, element 3, and another one, element 4. So this is how the result looks like. Color, this is red. This is E. This is D. And this is null. Okay, this is how it represents. If you don't put any array size, it will automatically create for you. Right? Same like the field width. When we define 6 field width, however, when our data, we know that our data is 8, it will create another 2 field width. So now the array processing, how it process, array operation are carried out an element by element basis. All right, it will place element by element basis. So example of 1D is find the average of this number. All right, you can see it is quite easy, right? You plus all the element and you divide by the number of element. You will get the average. So how to do that using the C compiler? The first, you need to include the library studio. This is accessing the library. Our library name as studio.h. And then we start with the main program. So we start with the main, we type main bracket and then the curly bracket to start with our expression inside the main. And close with curly bracket. So here we need to declare and initialize. I declare, okay, declare the variable. So this is declaration and initialize. So that means this is the array because I can see this is bracket. This is the array form. So integer is the array type, data type, the whole number, x is the array name, and 5 is the size of the array element. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means you instruct the program, I only want 5 elements. I don't want more than 5. All right, and then this is how you initialize. You put the initial value first, and then you declare I as integer. After that, make sure you must have a semicolon. All right, inside the main program. All must have semicolon. Okay, that means it indicates that you finish the first line and want to move to the next line. So this is how the calculation works. Float average, all right, bracket sum equal to 0. Okay, this is as well as declaration. You want to declare the average as the float type. That means it received the decimal value. And then you initialize sum equal to 0 at the starting point. So then you start with the for loop process. Why you require the for loop process? Because you need to have a series of calculation. This is not the branching. You want to calculate from 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So here you start from 0. This is how it start. Okay, initialize I equal to 0. All right, this is initialization. Initialize. And then going to the next one. Is 0, I is less than or equal to 4. I now becomes 0. So 0 is less than or equal to 4. Yes, definitely. When it is correct, it will go down here. So sum equal to 0 plus x is now become x, I is 0. So x0 refer to 10. So 0 plus 10 equal to 10. Now this 10 will go update and plus. Okay, this is the process. Okay. First, it will increase the number, increase I, and update. After that, all right, so my I now equal to, from 0, it start with 1. Okay, this is the increment with 1. So this 0 plus 1. Okay, now my I is equal to 1. So is 1 will go back to the middle one. Is I less than or equal to 4? Yes, because 1 is less than 4. So it will process to this one. And then it will become X. This is become 1. So X1 refer to this one. And it will process the next until X is less than or equal to 4. So this is correct because why? You can see this is X0. This is X1. Okay, this is X2. This is X3. And this is X4. Can you see we have 4 subscript? So of course it must finish until 4. After finish, all right, it will straightly jump into this one. So now I want to calculate average. My average is a float. Average equal to sum, the value here that we have calculated. Sum divide with 5. Okay, that means you know that it is 5 element. Okay, if you have 100 kind of element or so many of element, you need to count the number of I. Alright. Okay. So what should you do if you don't want to put 5 here? What modification can you do with I? Anyone? Anyone knows? I don't want to put 5. I want to put something automatic. I want to use I. My I now equal to what? My last I. My last I here. The last one. The last update I is equal to what?
5.
Okay, cannot 5.
4.
4, right?
I plus Y.
Okay, the latest update for I is 4, right? So you can put like this. Okay, bracket I plus 1. Okay, so it will divide with 4 plus 1, 5. So average, okay, this is the string equal to, this is control string, the next line, all right, equal to average. So average is now is the value. So this is the result output. Average equal to 36 decimal places. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because this is a free format. If it is free format, automatically will set as 6 decimal places. If you want to have 2 decimal places, adjust this one. Percentage, point, okay, 0.2. Okay, this one, it will have the 2 decimal places. Okay, the last one is 2-dimensional. All right, this is the metric. I believe all of you knows the concept of matrix. Yeah, we have row and we have column. So where is the row? Row is, this is row. Row 1, row 2, row 3. Row 1, row 2, row 3. So we have row multiplied by column. So how many row? We have 3 row multiplied with 2 column. So this is two-dimensional. So how to store the data inside the row and column? So, okay, this is example. Find the matrix C, which is equal to A plus B. By general, it's quite easy. We just plus the same column. For example, 10 plus 5, it is now become 15. 13 plus 15, 45. 75, 30, 60, and 90. That's it. So how to represent in the C program? The general equation will be like this. C bracket, okay, this is, remember, this is subscript. C subscript I subscript J equal to A subscript I subscript J plus Bij. I is a row and J is a column. So here, I is the row and J is column. I vary from 0 to 1. Yes. Sorry. I vary from 0 to 2. Okay. For example, this is C equal to, this is CI, okay, and CI, this is J. Okay. Okay, this is, alright, this is row, okay, row 1, column 1. Alright, and this is C row 2, column 1. This is row 3, column 1. Okay, this is C row 1, column 2. This is C row. Okay, this is row 2, column 2. This is C row 3, column 2. Okay, and so on. This is C1, this is 2, this is 3. This is 3, 3, 3. All right. So let's take a look example how to store, how to initialize when we want to include the value, all right, at the for our array. So this is the 2D array. Include studio, that means you access the library. Main, start with the main program, you declare and initialize, all right? So I want to declare my array A as the integer. So it require the whole number only. So this is I and this is J. Remember I is row. Sorry, I is row and J is column. So you can put this way. This is, all right. This is like this lah. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, however, you could have written like this. Bracket, you supposed to, better, the best way you can write like this. 10, 20, okay, 30, 40, 50, 60. Alright, you can see it is the same thing. But this is in the form of horizontal. This is in the form of the metric formats, because it is supposed like this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, this is the form. That means when you define it is 3, it is row 3 row. Okay, it will set 3 row. Okay, A as a 3, column as a 2. So it will set like this. 1, 2, 3, and you have 2 column, 1 and 2. Okay, and then when you store the data, it will start from here. This one, and then go here and go here. Alright. Same goes to the B, 3 row, 2 column, and C is nothing. You haven't initialized anything because that is the output result, right? So C is 3 by 2. Okay, I and J as integer as well. Alright. And this is all the declaration of array. So we start with the for loop. Remember why we need to use the for loop? Because we need to calculate the series of data from I0 until I2. Alright. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, the first I want to show you the output of the screen. I want to display like this. 15, 45, 75, 30, 60, 19. The one that we have calculated before, this one. So how to display this kind of form? Alright, we must use the for loop. Okay, so in the for loop, alright, this is the nested loop. That means we have the loop inside the loop. The reason why, because we need to display, okay, the first, this is I want, sorry, this is I0, I1, and I2. Inside I0, I want to consider this as a J0, and this is as J1. And then I want to, okay, the process is same like this. The first I want to start with I equal to 0. Inside I equal to 0, I want to have the loop begin with J equal to 0 and display in the horizontal way. So it will display 15, 13. After finish, it will go to I equal to 2. And then it will display 45, 16. And then it will display 75, 19. So how to do? Okay, we start with the for loop. I equal to 0. That means it is subscript 0 until I equal to less than or equal to 2. So you can see I start with 0 and finish until 2. So inside I want to do nested loop. This is the nested loop. I want to use J. So you can see my J from 0 until 1. Yes, it is correct. So now initialize J equal to 0 and finish before J, okay, less than or equal to 1. So this is update and initialize. So we start with C. C, okay, C. We start with C. Ci. I now become 0. Okay, J become 0. So A becomes 0, 0 plus B 0, 0. So it will get, okay, this one. Basically this one plus this one. So this should be 10, this should be 5. So your C 0, 0 will be 15. So this is right. You want to fill this one. This is, sorry. This is supposedly, okay, remember that we always start the subscript at 0. Okay. Make sure our subscript at 0. Okay. This is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 0. This is 1. And this is 2. 0, 1, 2. And this is column 0. Okay, 0. This is 1. And this is 2. 0, 1, and 2. 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so I want to place in this column. Okay. So back to here. Alright. So it will. Alright. And then after you have calculate, you need to print. Okay. For I equal to 0, I less than 2. Okay. This is the for loop. Because you need to print. Okay. So CI. Okay. And this is already, you know already. Alright. This is row. This is row. And this is column. Okay. For the column, you want the program, you want to give instruction to the program. It must be print in this horizontal first. Okay, so that means it will start with 0 and go to 2. So C00, it will print here and then it will go to C. Okay, it will start with 0, 1. After that, okay, you can see here. And then finish, it will start C10, C11, C20, C okay, 21. Alright. So can you see the end here is the same. Okay, that means the subscript at the column is the same, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So you give the instruction fix, 0, 1, 0, 1. However, the change is I. I always change, all right? So I from 0, 1, and 2. After that, okay, it will output this way, 15. It will print this one first. 15, 13. 45, 16, 75, 19. Now, note that we have declared A and B as integer array of 3 row and 2 column. Alright. Okay, this is example of 3D dimensional array. Okay, you can have up to 3D. Okay, the next parameter is the table. Okay, for this one, this is just, you can see, this is only 1D, the combination of D, 1D and D, this is table 1. And this is table 2. This is what we call a 3D array. So for your syllabus, you only cover until 2D, alright? Okay, I think, do you have any question?
Sir.
Yes.
Tadi dekat printf tu, kalau tulis CIJ dengan CIJ boleh?
Tak dengar lah, which one?
Dekat printf tu, saya tulis CIJ, bukan CI0.
CIJ. CIJ, okay. Yang ni lah, okay. So what happen, basically if you put CIJ, okay, so where is your J here? Can you tell me?
J yang atas tu, less equal to 1.
Okay.
Oh,
Basically print ni untuk this function. Okay. It is not relate to this one. This one for this function. But this function maksudnya it relies on I. Okay, dia punya J tu dijadikan sebagai fix. J as a fix. 0, 1. Okay, I believe you can also do I and J, but you need to have loop, nested loop. For example, this is I. Okay, and then after that you need to have another loop for J. Okay, and then you can start print I, J, I and J.
okay, thank you.
Okay, it is not mentioned it is wrong, but this is one way to display a series of in the horizontal series. Okay, you can put I and J as well, but you need to figure out how to do the looping. The first looping, the first is a I. You start with the I 0 until less than 2, and then with J. J is 0 and 1. Okay, but this one you need to try. Okay, try what happened. Okay, if you put I and J, suddenly if you put I and J here, the J is basically from here. Okay, the J is the latest update of J is 1, right? So it will update here as 1 and this update as 1. So it will keep replace this one, and this one. So no of the value in here. That is why I request you to do the looping for J. Okay. Okay, any question so far? So far, do you understand?
Sorry, sir. If the variable C, if I change to C64, how was the answer?
Which one?
The integer C32, if I change to C64, how was the answer?
Okay. C?
C64.
Which one, yeah? Which
When I
part?
define the variable C.
Define the variable C.
Yeah. If I change to C64.
Which one? I cannot find lah. Which part?
Sir, do you see 3 integer, right?
Which one?
The third integer. When I define the variable C.
This one.
Yeah. Correct. If the C I change
Okay,
to
and then
C64.
which one? C?
64.
Okay, C4.
Yeah. How was the answer?
Okay.
Can it be calculated?
Okay, basically it will have this one lah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one, right? This is C.
Yeah.
6, 4. Alright. The same thing. It will always store based on the subscript. Okay, this is subscript for C00. This is subscript for C 01. This is subscript C02 and this is C03. And this is subscript 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0 and 4, 0. Sorry. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, this one, sorry. This one and this one C50 lah. Okay, when you do this one, okay, when you do the looping process to display the result, it will store at the specific location lah, based on the script, subscript, based on the script here. When it is 10, it will place here. Okay. When it is at C0, it will display here. So the result will be maybe like it will display based on your proposed array. Okay, clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Supposedly you must logically understand lah, the matrix should be when the matrix have the same size, it should be, the output will be the same size lah. I am concerned that it might turn out to be error because different size, right? Yeah, it is different size. For example, the matrix 2 multiplied by 3 and 3 multiplied by 2. Okay, then you must know how to size lah correctly. For example, X, Y, Z. This one is okay, like this. This is, and then this is, okay, when you multiply X, Y, you must know the size of Z matrix, alright? And then you must put lah the beta Z. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. I understand.
Alright, thank you. Okay, alright, before we end, basically the class is 2 hours. I want to have the activity because I want to retain your information, what you have learned, alright? So, I will divide all of you in the group. How many of you? Let me check. You have 25. Okay, I will assign 5 group. And then please go to the Jamboard. Okay, first I will assign 5 group. Alright, based on room 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When you are at the dedicated room, please select a leader. And then the leader, please share the screen and discuss with your friend what have you learned on array. Give as many points as possible. Okay, I give you within 20-minute task. Okay. I will create the array. Okay. So this is, okay. This is room 1. What I have learned on array. Okay, please make sure your team will provide a different kind of view. What have you learned on array? Maybe you can use the sticky note. All right. What I have learned on array. Okay, I will create 5 room. Room 1, room 2, and then we're gonna review. Okay, please use your own creativity. To reflect on your understanding. Maybe you can draw, you can do the illustration. Okay, don't just put the text only. What I have learned on array. Okay, you can use animation from the internet and then put your point number 1, what have you learned? All right, this is based on the creativity I want to see the creativity first. Creativity come first. All right. I want more on the picture. And picture with the text lah. Okay. Now I will start divide your. I will start assign you to the room. Okay, and then please begin with the group discussion. Please speak. This is the verbal communication. I will assign 5 group. Please speak. Assign the leader, and then the leader share you the screen. Alright, and then please have the discussion. What have you learned on the array? Okay, I share you the link. Please go to the WhatsApp group. Anyone with the link can edit. Okay, the lecture note is already available in the e-learning. You can give example, you can give the definition, you can give the process. Okay, it depends on you. You can also relate the diagram that you have learned before, the flow chart. Okay, this is the process, how to retain the information. Right, and then we're gonna see. Okay, I share you the Jamboard link in the WhatsApp. Please join group discussion. Okay, and then after that, I'm gonna call a volunteer for each group to explain in a creative way. Okay. So I start to divide you into 5. Okay. Please start now, yeah. After you inside the room.
Sorry, sir. Which group am I? Just now I accidentally quit the team.
All right, class, time's up. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I hope you can see the screen. Okay, I have seen wonderful notes. All right. Room 1. All right. This is quite good. You fill up every detail. You explain the concepts of array. Okay, as I mentioned before, you have a subscript. Wow. Okay, we have room number 2. Yes, good. Okay, room number 3. Yes. Okay, this is in the form of table. Room number 5. Okay, I would like one volunteer to explain on your room. Okay. Can anyone volunteer? This is important because this can help you retain information. Okay. One volunteer.
Volunteer, sir.
All right, Adila. Okay, you are room
Okay,
number?
I'm room number 1.
Okay, room number 1. Okay, please. What have you got here?
Okay, for the first one, basically explain but what is array. An array is a variable that can store multiple values as stated in our slide here.
Okay, then?
Okay, so the way we should do an array is should be declared as data type, array name, and bracket array size. Give an example is this one here.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say if you want to store 100 integers or any amount lah. Any amount we can create an array. So another example is as such here in int data 100. Yeah.
Okay, integer data 100. So data is what?
Data is the array name.
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
So it is 100 array
100
size.
array size.
So without 100, what it means? If
Without
you have
sorry, sir?
if you have 100 elements, if you don't put here, this is empty, what it means?
It'll automatically assign if we already give data. It will okay, moving on to this pink one here. This is where I explain why. If it is zero, and we already assigned the numbers, it will automatically turn into this.
Yes, good. Okay,
Okay.
now you understand. If you don't assign, the computer will help you assign, but give you extra storage. Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Okay.
So that means the array that you learn can be integrated into looping process. So I don't see any looping. Basically, you can integrate into looping process. The reason why, because you want to display in terms of matrix, like row and column. Alright. For room number 2, the table for your syllabus is not included. Alright. You only need to learn two-dimensional array only. The 3D is not necessary for you to learn, but you can use as a knowledge lah. Alright. Quite wonderful. Alright. So after this, I want all of you, please screenshot that you think very fascinated to you, very interesting to you. Screenshot and paste to your e-learning. Because later on, you're gonna review your e-learning and look back what have you learned. Okay, I will create a forum. Okay, go to your e-learning. Alright, I create a forum. Please screenshot and then paste on your respected forum. Right. So for this one, Okay, thank you. By the way, thank you Dila for your volunteer.
All right, no problem, sir.
All right, this one, all right. I will create a forum. Okay, what I have learned on array. Okay, this is by group activity, right? Activity. So, in here, okay, this is assignment 4, yeah. You will start doing tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Until 21 November. Okay. And this is the activity. What I have learned on array. Add new discussion, your name, and copy paste. Copy paste this one. For example, maybe you are room 1, but you want room 3. Okay, copy paste and paste to your this one. Or you can, if you are good, you can paste all room 1, room 2, room 3. Then you can see the difference later on if you want to do revision. Okay, is it okay? For example, this is your name, Dila. Okay. And then post to the forum. Okay. Okay, something like this lah. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you very much, yeah, for your contribution and your question asking me. After this, please submit your this one. Okay, what I have learned on array group activity. Every one of you must screenshot lah. If you are okay, you can screenshot all the room that you find fascinating, and then you can store later on. You can see. Alright. Tomorrow I will open the assignment 4. Alright. It is based on function. It is quite easy. Don't worry. Okay. And then please focus on your test 1. Alright. It will be until control statement. Okay. So that's it. I end my session with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good luck and all the best for your test 1.